What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So as you see, I am not in my normal location, so I apologize for the lighting and any sound issues that you hear right now. But my motto from this day forward is less excuses, more content. So I don't care if I gotta record from an iPhone 1, from a Sidekick, from an old Virgin Mobile prepaid flip phone, it doesn't matter. I will put the work in so I can put the content out there. Now, without further ado, let's talk about the reason why you clicked on this video. And it's this report that came out probably about 12 hours ago in regards to MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Tamina. And if you're unfamiliar with that, the reports are saying that those three individuals were removed from WWE's internal roster and are expected to leave once their contract expires, which is interesting. It's a really interesting situation. A lot of people have been pretty upset. Some people have made the point that Bobby Lashley is still listed on the WWE website, which to me makes all the sense in the world. I mean, because Bobby Lashley still has the obligations because he's still on the contract and he still has live shows to appear at. So you don't want the fans who are attending those events to feel like that Bobby Lashley won't show up. You know, to remove him completely off the website will give off that type of thing, and you don't want fans to feel that way. So it makes all the sense in the world. But I don't want to go too hard into the specifics because I'm sure you guys have heard it on other people's YouTube channels and probably heard it on Twitter. So what I want to do is talk about how I feel about this whole situation. So there's three parts of me in regards to this, which is a lot of emotion. Part of me doesn't feel anything about this. Part of me feels like, you know what, it sucks because of what could have come out of this. And another part of me, which is most of me, is I'm extremely happy for these guys and the lady and whatever can come out in the future can be a beautiful thing if they don't resign. Because even though their contracts are expiring and they're expected to leave when that happens, people change their mind and resign new contracts. That happens all the time. But I believe that they're not going to resign, but who knows? Let's just expect them to actually leave. So in regards to me not feeling anything, it's not a sense of trying to be insensitive. Because, like, let's start off with Tamina, okay? It's been reported that she quietly retired about, 2 years ago, which was about the time of her last live match against Michin. And ever since then, she hasn't been in the ring, on TV, or at live events. That was her last live event. I think the last thing we've seen her do on TV is when she was in a tag team with Nia Jax. Yeah, that's when she was in a tag team with Nia Jax. Now, if she's been sitting for 2 years, and I'm not going to say that she doesn't do anything. I don't know if she does stuff in the performance center. She could be at these charity events. She could be at fan signings. She could be doing all these different things. I don't want to make it sound like she doesn't do anything. But as far as a fan, as far as in ring, she hasn't done anything. And she's been sitting pretty for 2 years on WWE's payroll getting paid. I would say she had it pretty good. I would say she had it pretty good if that's the case, right? And I don't want anybody losing their job, but from the business standpoint, if someone is there and they're being paid and you're not really using them to do what they've been signed to do, unless you move them to a different position, it makes all the sense in the world to let that person go. And I hope that she has the best of time after she leaves WWE, whatever she needs in her life. I hope she has it, and I just wish the best for her. I'm not one of those people who's happy because if you're not a fan of a wrestler, you're happy that they get fired or whatever. That's just weird to me. That's weak. Now, when it comes to MVP and Bobby Lashley, it's a little different here. Because just like most people, we remember the Hurt Business, right? The Hurt Business looked dope, man. Like the photo that they had with Bobby Lashley, Cedric, and Shelton standing behind MVP. All three of those guys holding the title and MVP just chilling in the middle with this cane. Like, most of us are like, bro, that is an iconic photo. I had that as a back wallpaper on one of my phones before just because it just looked dope. Like, it just looked crazy to me, right? And it sucks because they dropped the ball on that. And most of us are like, yo, they could have did something. It was so short-lived. They could have did something with it, which sucks, right? And then when Bobby Lashley aligned with the Street Profits, we were feeling like, you know what? Hey, it's not going to be the same as the Hurt Business, 1.0. But hey, we're going to get something out of it. Creative has been really good when it comes to factions. We see what's going on with the Bloodline. We see what's going on with the Judgment Day. The Final Testament is a whole different story, but we got a possibility of getting another version of the Hurt Business, especially since Carmelo Hayes looked like he was going to be a part of that, because Carmelo and Bobby had this whole interaction where I felt like he was going to recruit him to the group, and it was going to be a great thing that came out. For some reason, Bobby Lashley just disappeared, and for some reason, the Street Profits has a hard time winning a match. So it's just like it was hard to kind of get behind it because I don't know what they were going to do with it. But anyway, as far as MVP, We saw that he responded to a fan's comment. I don't know if this was on Twitter, but the comment was basically that under the era of Triple H, within this era, a lot of the black wrestlers aren't being booked or treated properly. That was the gist of it. That's not what they said verbatim. And then right under that comment, you see MVP respond, say, "You see it. You see it," which basically means, hey, it's not just me saying something. I mean, it's obvious to other people, and we on the same wavelength in regards to this whole situation. Now, regardless if you agree with MVP or not, that's how he feels. That's how he feels. So for a person who feels like that, which his role is a managerial position, if he feels that way, for him to be removed out of the internal roster and possibly be, and him leaving when his contract is over, it's the best thing that can happen to him, because obviously he seems to be frustrated with what they're doing. He wasn't like verbal about it all the time 24/7 like other wrestlers have been, but that just lets us know he feels some type of way about that. Now, why this is a great situation for him is that now that he leaves the company and Bobby Lashley, which we assume is going to leave as well, they can show how this can be done. And something that I love to see, whether it's sports or whatever, if someone can leave and prove that company, like, dude, this is what you missed out on, I'm gonna show you how you're supposed to do it. I feel like this is a perfect opportunity for MVP to do that, because now after agreeing with that comment, now you gotta show them how it's done. And I'm gonna be very interested to see, because if Bobby Lashley leaves too, they can be together and try to reform the Hurt Business somewhere else. Because Shelton's out there. He's not signed to WWE anymore. Cedric Alexander, they got him down at NXT, which sucks for him because he's extremely, extremely talented. And they relegated him to WWE Speed. They relegated him to NXT now, which being in NXT not a bad thing, but I think we all know what the trajectory of Cedric Alexander is at this point. But as soon as Cedric's contract expires, if he leaves too, and I'm not a person who wants to see this, I would love to see the Hurt Business in WWE, but in this situation, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But why waste an opportunity to flesh out this idea? Regardless if it's in AEW, it's not about just WWE. It's not just about what I want to see in WWE. If these wrestlers, if MVP can actually flesh out his idea somewhere else, I'm happy for them. That would be dope to see. Regardless of where it is, they have the right to have the opportunity to do what they want wherever they go. Now, the part of me that just doesn't really feel anything is because I don't know in what pretense that Bobby Lashley left. I don't know if he's leaving or if he's actually going to leave. I mean, we're thinking he is, but we don't know if he's leaving on a bad terms. We don't know if he's leaving on good terms. We don't know if Bobby Lashley said, you know what, I did all I can do in WWE. I want to try a new challenge and go somewhere else. We don't know. We don't know. I can't say Triple H is this, that, and the third because Bobby Lashley didn't flesh out the way that I felt like he should have. I don't know what happened backstage. Until I hear something, like I said, like Mustafa Ali, when he came out and said, please release me, I'm tired of being here, I was happy when he got released. Or the opposite of when Cameron Grimes, which is a different situation as opposed to your contract expiring, he got released, where we saw this video of him on Instagram basically crying because he's like, bro, I didn't get an opportunity to do what I can. I was sad for that guy. For Bobby Lashley, again, I don't know. I don't know why he's leaving. He could have wanted this. He could have not wanted this. I don't know. Until he says something, we don't know. But at the end of the day, for any wrestler in any promotion, if they're not going to be used, if they're not happy where they are, I would rather them follow their dreams wherever they want to go and be happy wherever they want to go. It's not about WWE anymore. That's why I love the landscape of wrestling right now. As a fan and seeing these wrestlers, you got so many different things you can do, so many places you can go. Matt Cardona proved it. So many other people proved it. Mustafa Ali proved it. That you can go somewhere else and still be successful. And you don't have to be under the logo of WWE. But that's just my thought about this whole thing. Do I wish they could have fleshed something out? Sure. But again, I just want to see these guys happy wherever they go. Tamina as well. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for sitting here and listening to my rant with this weird lighting. I appreciate that. Salute. Peace. Have a good day.